So you always have to account for the individual, and you can have these patterns and formulas and structures that you go through, but really it's about communication. And
yeah. And once you get into the season, because the downhill season, especially now, is quite long, you're not aiming to peak anywhere. Do you get to a point and then
peak
it's
is a funny
maintenance? Term. Yeah,
peak
I don't understand
it would
peaking.
ensue that you can't go any higher, right?
I guess
peak of a mountain, for example.
Yeah, so what sports would there be a peak? Boxing would be a peak?
Something maybe with a single event, like boxing, like Olympics.
Yep.
You need to be at the fittest, something like maybe the Tour de France, right? And you can only hold a true peak for about 3 weeks, really, before fatigue starts to creep in. Because I did a post recently about performance management chart, what happens to your body through these training camps, like a 12 or 16 or 20 week intensive training camp. You see the fitness and the strength creep up, the fatigue goes up too. You have to manage that level, because opposite to fatigue is form, right? So as your fatigue goes up, your form comes down. So you could look at a performance management chart. You could see this person's the fittest they've ever been. You could see through the data you've put into this app. But their fatigue is through the roof, which means their form is rock bottom, which means they feel like hell. So you have a taper, you come off. So it can be quite intricate. And like you said, through the season, you need to bring him up. Yep. Sometimes it's a month, right?
Yeah, it's massive gaps.
You can bring him down and come back up again.
Interesting.
Give him a week off, give him 10 days off, come back up. Maybe another hard 10 days and then bring it home till the next workout. And then sometimes there's week. Like now there's 3 weeks in a row, is there?
Yeah, I believe there is. Yeah, 3 weeks in a row.
What are you doing between those? Between those weeks, right? So as
the PT, are you also monitoring riding? Are you saying like, okay, maybe we're going to do X workout today, or you're going to do X workout today? Maybe lay off riding, because it's weird, isn't it? Because I guess riding is the thing, that's the job.
Yeah, I always prioritize riding.
Yeah.
So their week on when they open the app, it could be stacked, right? And then they'll text me on a Thursday and say, "Do you know what? I didn't do the workout yesterday. It was a really nice evening. We went to do downhill.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Even if it's like, do you know what? I didn't do the workout. We went to the beach. Good. Yeah. Always choose life over the gym. Yeah? I'm not going to be on your back if you miss a workout because it's a great evening. You all had a barbecue at the beach, right? So, and if you look at a workout and what type of stress score you get from a workout, downhill is pretty high.
Right.
You get a high stress score from a downhill run, because it's weird, right? You're given everything for 4 minutes, and then there's 20 minutes of nothing, and everything that kills you over the day. So on a downhill day, by the end of that day, you're tired, right? You've only done
sushi
20 minutes
for me. Creeps up. I don't feel like I'm tired for a long time, and I get to the end of the day, I'm like, God, I've actually done something. Yeah.
So it gives you a big stress score doing downhill does. And if you're not aware of that, some people might think, okay, gym, downhill on the weekends, that's the fun stuff. No, that requires recovery and optimization after those downhill days. So now, like I said, there's a bit of congestion, isn't it? Is it 3 World Cups in a row? Yeah. What's happening on the 4th weekend? Is that off, or is there a Crankworks or something? Or
I'm not sure, but then they go to snowshoe, don't they? So there's a week.
Yeah, travel's hard on your body.
Yeah.
So most of my clients would have, if they competed last weekend in the World Cup and they're competing this weekend, they might have had a workout on Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah. But it'll be an exposure workout to probably something heavy and low volume, or something medium weight and powerful, right? So it's not going to be in you for those few days. It's not going to cause you any pain. You just ramp up the central nervous system, get that barbell in your hand, and then bring it home for the weekend. Just one workout, sharp, I call it. Just get in the gym. And some people are eager to do it as well. They're like, I've been traveling for 2 days.
I need to do something.
To get some blood moving,
blow the cobwebs off a little bit. You just touched on something that I wanted to bring up, which was like wearable fitness, trackers,
stats apps. Heaven.
Yeah,
love it.
You love it.
I do as a coach. That's my thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So
athletes can get caught up. As a coach,
I've never used anything like that ever. I've never had a Garmin watch or whatever they could be, or a Fitbit or anything.
They're flawed, right? People ask a lot of them.
This was kind of my question to you as an actual coach and a PT and stuff. Like, how much trust you put into those things? If it's saying, recovery score or whatever, or a rest day, do you really lean into it? Or?
No, not with the recovery score and rest days things. But sometimes I'll say to an athlete, they'll say, "Oh, I went out on a cross country ride last night. Okay, send me your heart rate data. Let me see it."
Oh, right, yeah.
Max heart rate, average heart rate. I can see the pattern of it. That'll tell me a lot about what happened. Yeah.
Really?
And heart rate's the biggest insight to what's going on the inside, right?
Sorry, if you don't mind me asking. Now, how do you learn that stuff? Like what?
Oh, just through education. Just you have your heart rate zones 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. different heart rate zones will give you different effects, different training effects.
Okay.
So, for example, if you're trying to build aerobic fitness, your aerobic gas tank, let's call it your base, you don't want to be in the red zone at the top, working really hard. You want to be down a little bit, zone 2, zone 3. Let you be at what's called steady state, like a cross-country ride, road cycling, indoor cycling, that type of thing.
E-biking?
Yeah. I think you can still work hard on an e-bike. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
If you had the guts to pull it down off the turbo. It's hard though, right? Just put it right up there.
I recently, I've been using my SL a lot.
A specialized SL. Is it?
It's a Focus. It's the Fazua Ride 60 system. It's a Jam Squared SL. So I've been using that quite a bit actually, and I swear I've gained aerobic fitness.
You definitely have, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could
get back on my normal bike and I'm more powerful and I'm...
Yeah, right. You've increased your gas tank, right? You've increased your mitochondria density. You've increased your capillary red blood cell count, that type of thing. That's going to carry
it's
oxygen.
like rare I feel a difference, but I actually... It's just the opposite of what, people make fun of EBS. And I've just had a bit of a stint of just this SL.
It's
and
great
I've
for steady state cardio, for that zone 2, zone 3 stuff. You could go out on a brisk walk if you're unfit and be in zone 2, zone 3. Once you start getting fitter, that's not going to be enough of a stimulus. So you might have to go to a light jog, that type of thing. But, sometimes to stay in zone 2 or 3 requires some discipline. You have to come back a little bit. Everyone's like, go.
Yeah, I find it really difficult on a normal bike. I find it really, really hard, yeah.
So if you think about what you want to increase is your stroke volume. How much blood you can get through your heart in one squeeze, right? One contraction. At steady state, it's contracting and relaxing fully, contracting, relaxing fully. And that's increasing that stroke volume. It's helping your heart will get a bit stronger, a little bit bigger. You kind of, when you're doing something over and over and over again, you get good at it, right?
Yeah.
And it's at a steady state. If it's wildly changing intervals and stuff, it's just responding to what's happening. You need it to sit somewhere and just learn how to deal with it. When you get up into the red, past threshold into the death zone, into zone 5, your heart rate is contracting fully, but it's not relaxing fully. It's basically twitching. So if you're up there, you will get some benefit from it, but not the benefit you really need, especially early in the off season. You want to build a huge gas tank. You can do that zone red, death zone stuff later on.
Yeah.
But if you do the hard intervals and you're not fit, you got 2 intervals before you have to call it.
Okay.
It's like horrible. You'll go green.
Yeah.
Whereas if you built a huge aerobic base, you can do 10 intervals, right? So you're building a base, a platform. The wider the pyramid, the taller it can go, right? The longer the runway, the bigger the plane it can take off on it. So spend a lot of time in the early off-season building this huge aerobic gas tank as a platform to work from later on.
Okay, that's perfect. That brings us back to my World Cup season. Because I think people, I know I'm going back to something annoying, but I think a lot of people would like this. The idea of working towards something, whether it's your local race season. So
people love structure, right?
Absolutely,
they want to be part of a plan. They want to just not be training willy-nilly. They want... And that's what I offer, right, as a coach. So you say, okay, this is your 20 weeks. This is what I'm going to pencil it in to look like. It's going to have to be fluid and be changing. You can't just say, here's your 20-week program, see you later, because things creep up, injuries, holidays, Christmas, for fuck's sake, right?
So we're working on my aerobic gas tank.
Yeah.
In the off-season.
Yeah, so your aerobic fitness. You're working early in that off-season, you're working on your aerobic fitness, road rides, going out, you might go to Lanzarote for 2 weeks to do a real big block of training where you just build up a huge aerobic base and you focus on nothing but training.
And that also, would be low zones.
Yeah, zone 2, zone 3, going out on these long rides, 3-4 hours if you can do it.
I'm kind of being annoying here because I'm asking questions that I actually...
Please do.
I do know, I've been on road camps. I've actually found it. I've been on World Cup riders camps pre-season, and I've found it so difficult to go at the pace that is required.
Yeah. What do you mean? Because it's slow and you want to go 100 miles an hour?
I want to go more. Yeah. I can't. It takes so much. What I think people would find that interesting.
Yeah, because if you were educated as to why, then it would help you understand, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Go, okay, I see.
I'm there just to ride. I'm not working towards a season.
Yeah, so you're bored out of your skull. You don't see the...
Yeah,
you don't have they have humans have imagination, don't they? It's a preview of what's to come, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to put all this base in now, then I'll do the intervals. Then when I line up on that race day, I know I'm ready. That's the idea, isn't it?
All people think of training that they see is this Brooke McDonald on a turbo, fucking ripping the cranks off, but actually it's hard in different ways. It's hard in a self-control way. Doing these low heart rate things is really difficult, and it's really requires like a lot of time, discipline and control in a different direction.
Trust
not
in your
just
coach too, right? You're like, I want to work hard in this. Are we going to be ready? Yeah. As you trust the coach, the athlete should be a passenger to the coaching team.
Did you enjoy this clip? If so, please like and subscribe. The full episode is available by hitting one of the links on the screen right now, or type the Ride Companion into your favourite podcast app. We've even put links in the show description for you. Cheers!